Drawing an element in nature isn't easy, especially for people who doesn't know how to draw. I'm going to show you how to draw any element in nature by just locating points, then changing these points to curvature or to complex shape. Let's see how. Now we're going to draw this flower design on a wall. Best view to work in is front view. Why? Because if you want to draw any two-dimensional shape, you must choose front, back, right, left, or top. Rarely to use bottom view. Let's take front. Go to wireframe, press F on the keyboard, or choose the view you want by selecting its name. Always be advised to put your dimension, the dimension of your design, so as to be easy to locate your points. Rectangle. Let's make it square. Modify. My units is meters. 1.6 by 1.6. Let's do it square. Zoom in. The square isn't shown. Change its color. To light color so as to see it. Create circle, center of flower. Draw it anywhere. Let's say here. To center this circle, your design, you use the align command. I'll record a video on how to use the align and describe more. Align, press on the target, X and Y direction, center, center. Okay. Now create line, corner, locate point for the petal. Let's choose light color, see it with all yellow. Select the line, modify, vertex. Every vertex has four properties. Now the property of these vertices is corner. You can see straight line. The property is this vertex is corner. It's not a curvature. Select all points, right click, change it to smooth. So automatically make it curvy. Adjust it. Move it. You want to center the circle. Select it. Align, press the target. Object, press X, one direction only. Center. Okay. Now let's leave it like this. Because later we're going to make it more difficult. Let's see how we make multiple copy of button. We're going to use array command to copy make copy for multiple petals, and to choose an option which is instance that help us in changing one element so as the rest will be changed automatically. Let's take tools, array. On the rotation row, we want the total 360. You press this arrow. Work like this. Press the total for 360. This is the number of petals. Instance, changing one, the rest will be changed automatically. Preview. Now, a problem will happen, which is the petal will rotate around itself and make multiple copies. Why? Because every shape has a pivot point, which is mainly, not always, the center of the shape. Maybe it will be here, there, any place you want. But currently, it's on the center, like the circle, like the rectangle. To change the pivot point at the center of the circle, you should move the pivot and put it at the center. But now, it's not. Let's see what will happen if we keep it like this. Make a preview. It will rotate around the pivot. Let's say we put three copies, 2 copies to rotate around this pivot. How can we solve this? Cancel. Okay. Go to the hierarchy. Affect pivot. You see the pivot changes. The white arrows. You can move it manually at the center. It's not accurate. So the best way to use align command, select on the target. We're dealing with what? With pivot. That's why center. Okay, we're done. Go out. Now the pivot point of the petal is at the center of the circle. If you choose rotate, it will rotate around the center of the circle. Now we can use the array to make multiple copies with instances. Tools, array, instance, total 360, preview. Add number of petals or subtract as you want. Say 5 or 6. Let's see. Okay. Now, if you change one of them, the rest will change automatically. Let's choose this one. You can choose this one, but this one is better because it's straight, and it's easy to modify. Modify vertex. Remove 1 or 2 vertices in any direction. The rest of the petals will move. Now we're going to make it more complex. But before modifying it, let's give it 3-dimensional depth by choosing extrude. Extrude. Okay. Rotate. Orbital view. Shading, let's check. It's done. Circle 2. It's big. I'll modify it later. Circle. Make it 0.1. Let's see. 0.1, give it an extrude, okay, 2 centimeters. To get back to our view, Shift Z. Shift Z, F3, wireframe. Let's modify. If you want to modify the vertices, notice that the modifier is on the first level of the stack, the modifier stack. This is the master shape. This is the modifier. You should go down to the line to modify your shape. You cannot modify the vertices or segment or any of the level for the line unless you go down to the line. Vertex. Let's add points, more points, geometry, refine, ID point here, where. Let's see why we are adding point. Right click or press refine again, switch off, select any of the vertices, move it up. Now its property is smooth. If you want to control more, Bezier. We'll give you 2 tangent, check the 2 dimension, move the tangent as you want, make it bigger, both sides will be bigger. But in this case, I want to separate the relation between 2 symmetrical sides. To take another property, right click, Bezier corner. Click here, change it, zoom in, change it, move, see, okay, for this point, right click, Bezier, make it wide arc, do the same, Bezier, yes. ID point, and Bezier, yes, Bezier, like this. You can adjust the shape you want. Not necessarily to do it like me. One. Okay. Make it more curvy. And make it wider. Like this. More curvy. Okay. You can scale vertices by selecting two vertices, hold scale, center, central point, scale it in the out. Okay, let's see. Go back to extrude. That's the circle. You want to do it or draw an ellipse. You change it towards the ellipse. Give an entry, creation mode, edge to edge. Snap to a point, 2-dimension, right click, endpoint, clear all, put endpoint, press this edge, point, that point, modify, make the length bigger across Y, 0.1, let's see. See this one. Rotate, knob off, like this. Modify, extrude, 0.2 centimeter. Let's see what happened. Let's make a thickness for the rectangle. Modify any two-dimensional object you can make thickness for it by rendering rectangular 0.2 centimeter. Show it by enabling viewport, enabling renderer. Take all your design, group it, so as to be easy to move it any place. Select, orbit, shading. Done. Now to align it on this wall, you can use two views. Let's take the top. It's easy on you. Z, go back, align. On the Y, let's make it wire, line, this wall, Y only, Y direction. It's maximum. Look at this back, maximum. Wall, here is minimum. At the minimum. Okay, one. Orbit. That's it. Thank you.